This video is for the men who are starting to doubt whether or not they'll ever find a wife. This video is for the men who have said, I've given up. This video is for the men who have said, does God actually have a woman for me? Because I understand that feeling. I was there, boys. I had six failed relationships before I found my wife, and I constantly found myself asking the question, will I ever find her? I want to tell you, boys, if you're feeling one of these ways, I've given up on finding my wife. I'm starting to doubt that it's ever going to happen. Does God actually have a wife for me? If you find yourself asking any of these questions, just like I did after failed relationship after failed relationship, or if you've never had any relationships, so it's either the failed relationships or the lack of relationships that has you doubting, has you giving up, wondering if God actually has something for you. This video is for you. What I want to do is I want to expose what's actually holding you back. I want to expose why you doubt, why you've given up, why you think it's never going to happen. And I want to start with an analogy. Say you had a test, right? We're going to have a spelling test. We're going to take a spelling test together, and you attempt time after time after time to pass that spelling test, but you never pass it. Say you reach a point of giving up. All right, I've given up. I can't get 100% on the test, on the spelling test. I want you to think about why have you given up in this scenario. And then I also want to tell you a story about a situation where I doubted myself with women. I doubted that I could actually talk to a girl. I was so afraid to talk to girls. After college, I had been in a 4-year relationship, and so I wasn't really out being very social with other women. When that relationship ended, I was out in the real working world. I was so afraid to talk to a woman, and I doubted that I could. So what would have happened if I decided to stop and not actually attempt to talk to a woman? Why did I actually doubt that I couldn't talk to a girl? Why would you actually give up on trying to pass the test? Would you give up on trying to pass the test because it's too hard? Would I doubt that I can't talk to the girl because the girl is so attractive or so out of my league? No, that's not where the giving up comes from. That's not where the doubt comes from. The giving up comes from not believing in myself. It doesn't matter how hard the test is. If I believe I can pass it, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. It doesn't matter how attractive the girl is. It doesn't matter what I say. If I believe in myself, I have confidence in myself, I'm not going to doubt that I can talk to the girl. I'm going to have confidence. I'm going to do it. And so if you've given up on finding your wife, if you doubt, will I ever find my wife? Your doubt, boys, it's not in the idea that there possibly could not be a woman for you. You're not giving up because you haven't found the right woman. You're not giving up because you don't think there's enough good women out there. You're not giving up because you don't think God has a woman for you. You're giving up because you don't believe in yourself. You doubt. Not the fact that there's a woman out there. You doubt yourself and you doubt God. Because there's plenty of women out there, boys. There's plenty of women out there. And if your confidence was in the man you're becoming, and your confidence was in God's plan for you, you would trust that there's a good woman. So look at this. Self-belief, confidence in myself. If I'm showing up as the best man possible, all of us, for any area of life, I'm going to put a scale on any area of life, 0 to 10. 10 being the best that you can show up in that area of life. 0 being the worst. You have to ask yourself, as a man, how am I showing up in every single area of life? Because I truly believe there are not a ton of great men out there. So if you're truly a good man, I truly believe you're going to have options. So you have to ask yourself, based on my potential, how am I showing up in each area of life? Looks, Looks aren't everything, but looks do matter. When I say looks, I'm saying, how do you take care of yourself? Do you look good when you put on an outfit? Do you take care of yourself? Are you presentable? Do you have a beard that's clean cut, or do you have, a haircut whenever you need one? Do you smell good, right? Or do you smell like BO? Are you presenting yourself well? That's all I'm talking about when I talk about looks here. We all have different looks in general, right? Different physical appeal, but you're a good looking man, believe it. But how are you presenting yourself? Are you on the 0 side of the totem pole or the 10 side of the totem pole for your potential? Not compared to any other man, your potential. Your physique, where is it at? Have you settled for a 5 or a 6 out of 10? Or are you pursuing your best? Your emotions, your ability to control them, to understand them. Do you know how to communicate well? Do you understand yourself so you can communicate with her? Your ability to provide, what are you doing in your career? Have you just settled for going through the motions and getting a paycheck? Or are you pursuing your best? Are you advancing? Are you pushing forward? Your leadership. How are you leading yourself? If you can't lead yourself well, do you keep your word to yourself? Do you set a schedule? Do you have goals? Do you have priorities? Do you have a routine? How are you leading yourself? Because if you can't lead yourself well, you can't lead a woman, you can't lead a family. Your confidence in yourself. Are you me who was just afraid to talk to a girl? Or did you eventually get to a place of, you know what? I'm confident in who I am because I'm showing up as my best. And if that's not good enough for a girl, then that's okay. I'm not going to be the guy for every girl. Are you confident in yourself? Right? Girls notice that. How do you carry yourself? Not arrogant and haughty, but you're not desperate. In your faith. Where is your faith? Is it deep? Do you have a strong relationship with God? Are you grounded in the Lord? Do you want Him more than you want a relationship and more than you want a wife? A woman notices all of these things. She notices how you show up, how you put yourself together. She notices your body. It says a lot about you, your discipline, your consistency, or your lack thereof. She notices your ability to talk to her, to have a conversation, to understand her, to give support. She notices what you're doing in your career. She notices how you're leading yourself. She notices how you carry yourself. And she notices your faith in God. And I want to give you a hypothetical scenario. If you were showing up as your best, at your full potential in every single one of these areas, I want you to be dead honest with yourself. You think you would have more belief? You think you would have more confidence? You think you would have more options, more women to talk to? Do you think you would be an attractive man? Of course you would. When I'm showing up at my best, 10 out of 10 for me, when I'm showing up at my best for this test, truly studying, doing everything I can, I don't doubt. I don't give up. I know that it's just a matter of time. I have confidence in myself. I have belief in myself. But the thing is, if you want a woman of God, you can't just have this confidence that's rooted in who you are and what you do in the world, right? Without a deep relationship with God, without confidence in Him, we're nothing. So do you have confidence in God? Because if I'm showing up as the man God's calling me to be, faith was last here, but faith is the foundation. And strong faith should drive everything to improve, right? So if I'm grounded in the Lord, truly grounded in the Lord, everything I should do in my life should improve. Because God is a God of excellence. God is not a God of 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. He's a God of excellence. So if I truly have strong faith, and that's my foundation, everything else should improve. But that becomes the question. If I trusted God actually had a wife for me, I wouldn't have doubt. I wouldn't give up. It says in Psalm 37:4, I literally have it here on the inside of my wedding ring. On the inside of my wedding band, I have it because I got to a point in my life where a relationship had ended, and I wanted a wife really bad. And the relationship ended. I wanted to try and make it happen. It just wasn't working. And I realized I had made relationships an idol. I had made finding the woman an idol. I wanted it so bad that I had put that desire above God. And so this verse, Psalm 37:4, became my grounding verse. It says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. So when I delight myself in God, when I pursue him, I put him first. I'm obedient. I follow him. I spend every morning, every day with him. I put him first. That's me delighting myself in the Lord. If I delight myself in him, he will give me the desires of my heart. And so if I truly desire a wife, and I'm delighting in God, I'm putting him first, he's going to bring me the wife. Otherwise, in that process of delighting in God, he's going to remove that desire if a wife isn't for me. He's going to reveal to me that a wife isn't for me. But most of the time, there's going to be a wife. If that desire is deep within you, God just wants you to be in the right position for him to bless you with her. If you don't believe in, and you doubt God, you doubt God's going to bring you the woman in the right time, you doubt his will, you think he's just going to bring a wife to you? Of course not. He's waiting for you to get to that place of trust, of belief, of full surrender. And so, boys, this is the solution. If you're worrying about ever finding a wife, if you're giving up, if you doubt it, if you think God may not have a wife for you, this is the solution. You have to have belief. You have to have confidence. Because you're deceiving yourself that, oh, I doubt I'll find a wife, or I've given up because there's no good girls, or I just doubt there's a woman for me, or I doubt God has a woman for me. You're not actually doubtful of the outcome. You're doubtful of yourself as a man. You're doubtful of God and his ability to provide, his ability to bring forth a blessing. Do you truly delight yourself in the Lord? Do you trust in his will and timing and believe he'll bring you the desires of your heart? Are you showing up with faith, confidence, leadership, provision, emotional awareness, taking care of your body, showing up presentable? Are you showing up as your best? Because when my faith is in God and I show up as my best, I have belief and I have confidence, first in the Lord, in his perfect will and his perfect timing and plan. And I also have confidence in the man I'm becoming. I know it's just a matter of time. And I know in the meantime, God is preparing me. So I'm not going to doubt, and I'm not going to worry, and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue to persevere. I'm going to continue on growing closer to the Lord and becoming a better man. That's it. Because I trust, I believe that God has her for me if I continue to become the man he's calling me to be. So boys, if you find yourself on this path struggling, and if you don't know how to show up, how to actually show up as the best version of yourself in every single area of life, or you have vices that are holding you back, you're stuck in lust, how is God going to bring you a wife when you can't even be loyal, when you can't even be pure as a single man? The woman isn't the solution. Getting right with God, removing the lust is the solution. Or you have another vice that's slowing you down. It could be alcohol, it could be doom scrolling, it could be weed, nicotine. If you don't have the structure, the systems, the accountability to actually show up as the man you know you're capable of and you know you need to be for a good woman, if you know you need to grow closer to the Lord and you feel like you need help with that, what you can do, there's a link in the bio of this video, link in the description of this video. You can click on that, you can book in a free call with me. We're gonna get crystal clear on where you are right now, what's holding you back, and where you want to be. And we're going to come up with a step-by-step plan to get you to that place. And if it's a good fit for you to come and join my team, join my one-on-one coaching program, we'll get you on board, we'll absolutely rip. If not, I'm going to at least point you in the right direction. But fellas, realize, you will find her if God has her for you. But if you've given up, if you doubt it, she will not come. You have to have belief in God, in his will, in his plan for you, and you have to have confidence not only in the Lord, but in yourself, in the man you're becoming, in the man God's making you into. Because when you show up as your best, and when you let God lead, everything good that he has for you will come to you. Delight yourself in him, become a great man, and he will give you the desires in his perfect timing, in his will. Come on, boys. The wait is worth it. The work is worth it. Let's go.